1, 2, 3. Trust me.
Yo, what up? Look, this is Lee Knows Podcast. I am your host, L. Gregory. What's going on, everybody? We got a special episode for you today. The one and only Kenny Kennedy, a.k.a. Roadblock. Oh, my goodness. First off, thank you so much, my man, for joining. I know you're a busy man. For those who do not know, this man has his hands in everything. Two-time author. Am I correct on that one?
Yes, sir.
Two-time author. Sports fitness company, am I right? RB Sports?
Yeah, we're building that right now. So, yeah.
That's another one. I saw you do something with lemonade.
Yes, I have a food farm, actually two in South Carolina, where we trying to grow more. So, and that's one of the products that we're working on right now.
Man, cookies?
Cookies too, man. Rocco cookies. They about to be something big. Yeah.
And two of my personal favorite. He was so generous to bring them for me so I can see it up close and personal. The cigars, my man. Legacy?
Yes, R&B Legacy cigars.
And whiskey. Can I open this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my goodness. It's not going to...
Nah, Meluso whiskey.
You said it again?
Meluso.
Meluso whiskey.
Yes.
Look at this. When I mean this man has his hand in everything, he has his hand in everything. I'm gonna leave this open. First off, I'm gonna be very candid through the entire interview. Where did the name Roadblock come from?
Oh man, now this is gonna be a really good story for us. That part. I don't think I ever told this story yet. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people wonder where the name come from, but I never actually told it. But of course, when we was younger, we always had the old school cartoons.
Right.
One of my favorite cartoons was G.I. Joe.
Of course.
And G.I. Joe, had a lot of action figures on there. But it was only one to me when we was growing up that stood out was Roadblock. He was the only black character on G.I. Joe. So I said if I was going to portray someone, it would be Roadblock. So that's what it name
has to be one of the dopest reasons.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that though. A lot of people.
That is amazing.
Yeah, so this is the first time I'm actually sharing that story right here.
Wow. So, where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Born and raised?
Born and raised.
One of the few.
Yeah.
There's not a lot left.
Yes.
Why do you do this? Why become an entrepreneur? What made you want to do it? Let's start there. What is your reason? Why?
Well, my first journey was into fitness, powerlifting, bodybuilding, those type of things. As I was on that journey, I just learned more about marketing and promotions.
Okay.
So therefore, once I knew I couldn't live or be in that type of field forever, because your body takes a lot of bumps and bruises type thing. So
wait, you work out?
Yeah. I love to work out. That's my first passion. But down that line, that's where I learned to be more outspoken for marketing and promotions. But down my DNA line, my grandfather, he was a big entrepreneur. He owned a lot of land. Okay. So at that time, growing up as me and my cousins, we didn't really know that much. Right. But as you get older and study your background history, you learn that it's a lot there that can make you become an entrepreneur businessman. So my grandfather, he owned a lot of land, so I learned that from him for the business part.
That's it, man. I love hearing other people's stories. This is why I do what I do, because I was taught that you should always tell your story. There's always somebody out there that needs to hear your story. So this is why I do what I do, and I connect with people like you because of. It's beautiful to hear how other people's mindset works. Okay, so next question is, what challenges did you face growing up? You see how the world is today. You see the nature of the world with our ancestors and what they fought for and what's happening now. What challenges turned you into the person you are today?
Just overcoming the negative part about it, not being able to have your own when it's out there for you to have your own. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people see what we want them to see. But I put a lot of things out on my Instagram for positive reasons,
right,
motivational reasons. But a lot of people don't see the downfall of the struggle that we go through as Black entrepreneurs, and not just Black, but any entrepreneur, but mostly Black entrepreneurs, because it's a harder struggle for us.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, that don't make us weak. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm just trying to be an example by doing all the things that I can do and the positive things. But like I said, a lot of people don't know. I got turned down one year, 5 business proposals, right back to back to back to back. But I didn't stop though, because if I would have stopped, then I would have been giving up on myself. And that's not the message that I want to put out there.
How listening to what you just said and what you represent, and how everything on your social media feed or in your company, period, is nothing but positivity. How do you define success?
Just hard work, dedication, staying focused, staying driven. Because it's a hard process. Because like whenever I mostly do motivational speaking, I tell anybody, we're all not millionaires. So we have to really take our time in the things that we can invest in. You know, because it's hard when you're starting from the ground up. Mm-hmm. But if you keep a strong focus, it's nothing that can stop you. It's a lot of, like, I never went to school for writing, and, you know, all those type of things, but I wrote 2 books on my own. I'm into writing screenplays now. So don't let nobody stop you or tell you that you can't do it. You know, if it's in you to do it, then go after it.
It's 100% truth. It's installed in you from birth. It's just that a lot of people don't know how to get to it or figure it out fully. Right. This is why we have to be like the leaders that are crazy enough to thinking we can help someone.
Right.
Yeah, through our experiences.
Yeah.
That's very true, man. Very true. It's not easy doing it by yourself.
No, it's not. It's really not. It's
but
hard.
It makes you appreciate and love it more.
Yeah.
A
story. I was working with someone in Colombia, and they was asking me about how I get things done.
Right.
And I said, you know, let me work on this with my team. And they came back and asked me, like, why do you need a team? And as like you were saying, you can't do it by yourself. You have to have people that believes in you first and foremost. Mm-hmm. Believe in your vision and what you're trying to do. And you build a strong team by that. And therefore, because you're right, you can't do it all by yourself. You have to have people in your circle that you can trust, believe in you, and wants to see you, you know, succeed. Mm-hmm. So
that's 100% the truth. But that's what makes it so harder, because knowing that you know the values and your self-worth and what you need to make yourself excel and propel you in life, you're not going to compromise. You're going to need people around you that you can trust.
Right.
Because trust is very rare nowadays.
Very rare.
Man, you're going to need loyalty,
right,
which is also a rarity. Like, these things don't exist and it's hard to find, so it's going to take us longer, because if we thought like everybody else, we probably would be in different positions. But being that we want it for ourselves, because we want to lead that example,
right,
because we know what it takes and where we came from, it's a lot harder by yourself.
It is.
But you cannot do it by yourself. You need a strong team.
Yeah.
Knowing what you know now,
right,
do you have any regrets from the past, or do you live with regrets?
I think we all, at some point, you know, go through that, feel that way. But my path, my journey to lead me to where I'm at now, no, I don't have no regrets. I feel everything that I went through is a blessing.
Right.
To make me more focused, driven, unstoppable, for as, you know, having God on my side first and foremost. So no, I don't feel I have any regrets leading up to my journey now.
Would you do anything different? That a certain situation that you may have been in, and you like, if I would have did this way, you know, if I would have did just one thing different, would you have done anything different in the past from what you know, knowing what you know now?
Towards my journey to where I'm at now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no, because I want to be that step stool that people can look at and say, like, oh, because of course it was some business things that went south.
Right.
But then again, it helped me realize, you know, the better steps that I need to make. So now when I talk to someone or motivational speaking in my books, I can guide them and let them know. It's the same as pretty much like a teacher. It's like a teacher too. So true. I would say no.
Oh man, where do you see it? Like, where do you? I'm trying to word this correctly. Where do you want to take this? Because you're in screenwriting right now. You're doing screenwriting, and when you called me, I was like, bro, just let you know. I want to toot my own horn, but just let you know. I did about 7 of them things out here, and I headlined in a couple of them. But yeah. So, are you just going to keep creating as much as your mind lets you? Like, where do you want to take your brand?
I want to take it further than I can take it. You know, if I believe it's worthy of me to brand or to go into a situation where I feel I can brand my name, my company, then I'm all for it. So I want to take it further as I can.
So let's segue real quick because I brought up the brand, right? Right. So I love watching you put your hand in everything. What made you get into the cookies?
Well, mostly the cookies came from an idea from my aunt, actually. So she always used to bake cookies. You know what I'm saying, for us growing up, we all used to love cookies. And the number one cookie, pretty much everybody liked it was chocolate chip. So I just wanted to put my type of mind thinking and ingredient into my own chocolate chips, mostly for the kids too, because they love cookies. Yeah. So that's pretty much how the idea came about.
That's dope, man. I love chocolate chip is my favorite too. It helps my skin complexion. So beverages. We're gonna get to this one last.
Okay.
All right. Let's talk about the lemonade. Why the lemonade?
Okay. Well, the thing was when I got into alcohol beverages, for as the whiskey, the wines. I just didn't want it to be known I'm just pushing out alcoholic beverages. Yeah. I also have a healthy side to me too. So that's pretty much where that came from because we all need to.
You work out?
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel we all need to stay healthy in our own right. Yeah. So I wanted to, be more on that side to it. Show that I have a healthy side to me and things I can push out healthy too.
I totally forgot about the wine. Totally forgot about the wine.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot. My mindset is to build like an ABC store. So everything you need, you can come to R&B, and I have it. So,
totally, yeah. All right, so let's get to the grown man business. Let's get to women. Sorry, women smoke cigars too.
Right.
Don't hold it against me. But let's get to this beautiful baby, the R&B legacy. So you got into cigars by itself.
Well, mostly, I wanted to get into branding things that I know people enjoy. One, cigars. It's a lot of great people that love to smoke cigar. It relaxes them. It's smoothing, to them. A lot of writers like nice cigars. So that's where the idea came from for us branding the cigars. Legacy, I came up with that name because when I'm gone, that's what I want to leave, a legacy. So that's where the name Legacy Cigars came from.
So to go with that beautiful cigar, you have the wine.
All right.
You also have the Maloso.
Yes.
Whiskey.
Yes.
Whew.
Either choice,
I said it right.
Yeah.
The Maloso whiskey.
Yeah. So the story behind the Maloso whiskey, it's the same as the cigars. You have a lot of whiskey drinkers. Same thing, love to enjoy, whiskey, relaxes them, smoothes them, The name Maloso came from the Samoan. It means strong. Ah. Yes. So.
Okay. Right. Now, what kind of, is it like a smooth blend, like going down? Does it have a little bit of a bite on it?
It has a bite to it. But it's very smooth, relaxing, so it's very enjoyable. Yes.
Oh, man. So right now you see you're working on a screenplay as well.
Yes.
I don't know if you want to dive into that, if it's too soon, because I don't like, I protect my energy.
Well, right now, I'm working with a filmmaker called Parker Wilson.
Okay.
And she writes as well. She's in Atlanta. She's working on this short film that I'm first time directing called The Chase.
Ooh.
So it's very tough. It's about not giving up on life, your personal life, romantic life, going after what you want. So I thought the title for it was a real good catch. So hopefully everything works out with that. So.
And you just in the works of that? Just started getting.
Yeah, we just started. Actually, 2 weeks ago.
So we're pause for a second, and my daughter can't count down from 3, 2 to 1. It's the funniest thing. She's like, all right, ready? 1, 3. No. It's 3, 2, then 1. I'm gonna leave that in there, by the way. 2-time author.
Yes.
Now, are they just ebooks, or are they actual paper copy, hard copy as well? I know the second one is the mindset.
Right.
Are they only available online? Where can people get that from?
Yes, Amazon.
Okay.
And you can pre-order from me personally.
Okay.
But they are ebooks. My first 2 books were ebooks.
Okay. And I know you said, whatever was on your mind and you wanted to express, you expressed it. But why the books? What made you get deep down and say, you know what? Let me write this down. Let me become the author. Let me become Roadblock the author.
Right. Well, in my mind, I just look for many different ways to reach people. I can market and promotion and those type of things. But with the idea from the books, I wanted to find other ways to reach people.
Right.
We have a lot of people that love to read. So if I can put my thoughts and feelings and everything that I have in me to motivate people, let me write it down. So that's where the whole idea came about with the books, finding a different way to reach people, to get them to, hey, if I'm doing it, this person is doing it, you, for example, are doing it, you can do it too. Let me write these things down that I have went through that I may think that'll help you.
For me, I used to love writing. Growing up, my sister used to write, and she was like this debater, and she taught me how to write poetry. And I loved to express myself on paper like you because it was a different form. As I got older, I learned how to finagle tests, and what I mean by that is, we used to take the Regency test in New York City, right? We had to do a paper on Gandhi. Never read a book on this man as a kid. Because as a kid, I didn't really pay attention because of where how I grew up. But I knew how to write. My sister taught me how to write. So I knew who Gandhi was. I knew what he did. And I somehow, some way made this paper about what I had in my head and got a passing grade on it. So I understand what you mean by expressing yourself and being talented in that way. Because everybody likes to read different, like ebooks. I do ebooks. Yeah. Because nowadays I don't want to sit down and I'd rather listen and go. Yeah. I got too much to do. I'd rather listen and go. You also speak to people.
Investment Wealth Tour.
There we go.
Yes.
The Investment Wealth Tour.
Yes. Well, that came about when I was in California, 2019. I met with a group of people. I was going to class actually about investments, and I met with a group of people that later on formed their own segment for as motivational speaking. Right. So that's how that came about, and they, offered me to come in with them. So it was 3 of us, 3 speakers. So it mostly just about taking that step into investing and not being afraid to. And doing your research on things that, is good for you to invest in with whatever you feel comfortable. Right. So it was a good tour. Hopefully, they bring it back, of course, with all the things going on with the pandemic. But like I said, when I tell anybody, when one thing is slowing down, take that time to work on something else.
Let's you're giving me easy segues right now. Let's talk about this pandemic. Has it hindered your business any? have you like soared? Because I know some people, like myself, you know, this pandemic, this is how I grew up, so it didn't really affect me.
Right.
And to that aspect, I know people that, you know, unfortunately, you know, felt some pain because of what it did to their people that they love. But business wise, I've excelled. Did it do the same for you, or did it affect you any?
Yes, but not all. And that's the thing. Mostly, what I try to tell people: don't just have one plan. Have plan B, C, D, E. You know, to keep things going, because like when they're ahead, you know, you just never know what'll happen. So thankfully, I had just started the food farm.
Okay.
And right during the time the pandemic hit, you know, of course everything slowed down, but people was buying, you know, organic food, grown foods. So that helps me, you know, it helped me a lot for the pandemic by still keeping my business going for that business.
I totally
agree.
It was a shutdown. The word reset itself. If you can't excel from a reset, hey, you get a redo. Wait, so I get a redo? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I get you. So, where can the people find you? Where can we find any and everything that you do?
Instagram. I'm there, very, you know, a lot promoting. My Instagram, if a lot of people don't know, Mr.Roadblock32. In my bio, you can find all my pages to my businesses.
Okay.
If anyone want to talk to me directly, of course, you can DM me anytime. Email mr.kennedy@ymail.com. And it's not just for business purposes either. Like, if there's anything that you may have trouble with, may want to know, then I'm there, you know, offering, you know, that type of services too, just to help you get you going. You know, because it's all about helping each other. A lot of people, that's the only way we're going to grow.
It is.
You know, for all of us to be successful is to help. And sometimes it's not always about what you're selling, the money type things. Just help.
That's how I live life, man.
Right.
And everybody, please, just because he looks this big, he's a nice guy. Don't be afraid. He's a nice guy. He's the nicest guy ever. From the first time I met him up until now, he's the nicest guy ever. And I want to thank you for stopping by and spending this time with me and letting me know who Roadblock is and what you stand for. Because as you said before, it's going to take all of us.
Right.
We can't do it by ourselves.
Right.
We can't do it by ourselves. And in order for the world to change, we have to make that change.
Exactly.
So live your truth and live each and every day as if it was your last. Trust me.
Lee knows.
We out.